And Jonathan, how did you get involved in football, and what's your coaching background?
So I got involved in football quite young. So I was playing the age of four to five at Essendon Royals, which is my local club here in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Got involved there, was just playing until until the NPL came in. Then I moved to Northcote City to play NPL.
Yeah.
Then I kind of fell in love of the playing side of the game a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Then got into coaching. So as I was playing at Royals at the time, I was doing some mini roos coaching and whatnot, and kind of to get a little bit of a first from there.
Yep.
And that's basically how I took my first steps. Yeah.
Awesome. And why did you take the role that you've taken at Heidelberg?
Yeah. So to delve a little bit deeper into the coaching background, from my mini roos, I wanted to get more and more involved in the 11-side kind of game training phase of the game. I took an Michael Casija actually gave me a chance in the under-13s job at Essendon Royals in the A team there, and I loved it, did quite well. And then the opportunity arose to be the technical director, and I was 19, and I thought it was again another great opportunity. So I took that, and then the senior women's came along in the same year, and it was a big decision because I've never coached seniors before, or women. So I was like, but you know what, you've got to try new things and you've got to challenge yourself.
Exactly.
So what's the worst that can happen kind of mentality, and you've got to back yourself in these situations as well. So I was like, let's do it. Let's do it both at the same time. And then, kind of long story short, the club got an NPL license with me being a STD, and the State 2 women got promoted. So that was that. And then Heidelberg gave me a call, which was a massive honour, especially I was 20 at the time. Some coaches don't get that opportunity to coach in the top div, so I'm extremely grateful for that. But the reasons why I went to Heidelberg, firstly, the players that you coach, the level is insane. They're the best in the state, and not only that, it's the players you coach against. You've got your W League players, you've got former Matildas, and the list goes on. And that kind of challenge to try and make them better, that's something that excited me. Not only that, there's a few points actually. The coaches as well. There's some great coaches in this league, and I really want to show and kind of prove a point that, if you look at the other coaches' experiences, John from Bowling, for example, he's coached overseas and been successful. Kat Smith has, been in the W League and in the national setup, and I've coached us in the Royals and got promoted. So really, it's apples and oranges if you're outside looking in. But I want to make a point that I think I belong here. I think I can be successful at this level, and that challenge probably excited me the most. That I think I can hang with these top coaches, and we'll see how we go. But you've got to back yourself in these situations.
Exactly.
And then lastly, Heidelberg, massive club, incredible.
It's a fair point. Has there been any challenges that you faced so far, and how have you overcame them in your new role? That is.
Yeah. Look, there's always going to be little challenges in football, 100%. Yeah. Probably one of the main ones has been probably well documented in a few articles, my history. I'm not going to delve into it.
No, it's all good.
Football Today, if you want to check it out, great article from Matt Galea. Yeah. But that was a little bit of an issue as I was joined, but the club was super supportive, and that's in the past, and that's done now. But from a coaching, playing perspective, I'm brand new to the league. Like I said, I've got promoted and I've won some things in my short career, yes, but at the level, not at this, and not anywhere near this level. So that's the challenge, that you got to sell your playing style and your vision philosophy to girls who probably coming off W League contracts and saying he's 20. Why? You know what I mean? So that was the hardest thing. But I knew once I got him down to training and see what we're trying to build at Heidelberg, then it would just go from there. But that was probably the hardest initial part. Definitely those first few weeks.
And from what I've heard so far, there seems like a great bunch of girls there supporting you and supporting the club as well. So I think that helps.
Great bunch, definitely.
So speaking of your players, how are they going in the post-COVID-19? Sorry.
The players have been fantastic. I think you can look at this two ways. And as a coach, it's like, how do you kind of manage the situation? Do you try and be really over the top and try and do a lot with them over Zoom and whatnot? But I actually went the opposite way, and I took a step back. And the reason why I did that, because I wanted to see what we've actually built in this short time. And what I mean by that is the word culture gets thrown around a lot, and it's the biggest buzzword in football, and you see it on LinkedIn and it looks fantastic on a PowerPoint. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But until you can actually take a step back and look what you created, you don't actually know what it is. It's just words.
Yeah.
So what I've done, I've taken a step back, and the girls on their own accord have done Zoom workouts done by them amongst each other. Mm-hmm. So we've got personal trainers in the group that are taking on classes for the girls. We've got people doing all sorts of stuff, doing Zoom meetings, and the girls are literally just messaging me, the head coach, saying, "Jono, we're doing this today. We're planning this week," and that's how driven and motivated they are.
Exactly.
They're just in autopilot mode. I'm the head coach, and they're just driving it themselves. And that's when I've taken this chance to take a step back and go, you know what, that's incredible. And it could be the same in the other teams in the league. Don't get me wrong. I don't know, but it's definitely one of a kind since I've in my short career. So I couldn't be proud of the girls, because really, you can say culture all you like. You can say, I want you to be driven. I want you to do this. I want you to have a winning mentality. Mm-hmm. But until you see it, it's words. But now it's there. They're prime examples of it, and just quality from them, really.
That's brilliant. That's great news to hear. Speaking of going back, how much time do you think we need before the WNPL players can return back to that level? And what needs to be done in order to have them return safely?
It's tricky. It's super tricky because the situation changes daily, sometimes hourly. You just don't know. Obviously, we want to be back on the pitch as much as possible, and the little plug, Olympic Village, is looking fantastic. We want to be back on it, but I think these things, you just have to listen to the professionals. It's hard to say. And from a coaching perspective, I know nothing about COVID-19, mate. you know what I mean? So I can't say what Dan Andrews is doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But in terms of we as coaches, we just have to listen to the more educated people in those fields around us. And I think that's even take away COVID from it. The head coach doesn't have to know everything. I don't know physio stuff. I don't know sports science. That's why you have these people around you, so you can have a successful staff and that group. And I think probably Jurgen Klopp says that best, to be honest. But that's what I would say. Just trust the people around us. Hopefully get back on Olympic Village soon, mate. But that's about it.
Brilliantly put there, mate.
Oh.
So outside of your club, who would be a player to watch out for this season?
Tricky. I'd like to put some pressure on someone, but nah. Look, tough. Unless you know something I don't about who's got the biggest budget, I'll put some pressure on them. But I'm not too sure. Obviously, I think at Heidelberg we've got a lot of young talent coming through.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of girls who haven't played in the top div in a while. They'll be good to watch.
That's good.
But from a more broader league point of view, South Melbourne has recruited very, very well in getting some old players back. I'll be very interested to see how they go. I think they'll probably be the most interesting point to see how they go, because they've got a quality squad, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I can't really name all 22 Calder players because they're all poor. So.
And last question: what does your top four look like?
Again, tricky.
It's a tough one.
I think everyone's in a transition phase. So we've had only 8 teams in the comp now.
Yep.
7 new coaches,
mm-hmm.
and then a pandemic happened. So it was already going to be a transition for most of us, and now it's definitely a transition. So the way we like to think about it, like I'll be honest, and with this respect to everyone else in the league, because we've got 8 teams in the comp, and all 8 of them can do well and be in finals. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
But the way I see it, it's Heidelberg, and that's it. I don't care who's around us.
Yeah.
And any other external factors, because that's our goal. I think we can potentially do it. If we don't, we don't. It's like I said, it's transition year, but that's the focus.
Exactly. Well put, mate. I think it's going to be an interesting year and an exciting season to watch when things go back and all.
Definitely.
Cool.
I hope so.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you for your time, and thank you for joining us. That was
no, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All good, mate.